Seneca once said, "Start living a meaningful life right now and view each day as a completely new life." As Seneca teaches us, every day is, in itself, a new life. When a day comes to an end, we are given the opportunity to close it with introspection and gratitude. By the final moments of this video, you will feel a shift in your mind towards positive change in your life. Today, we will explore 7 Stoic-inspired evening practices that help us reflect, mindfully end our day, and prepare systematically for the blessing of a new day. Remember, each practice has its unique significance. Integrate them into your nightly routine in a way that aligns with your personal path. Before we begin, I recommend subscribing so you don't miss future videos that could profoundly transform your life. Lesson number 1. Reviewing the day's behavior. This is not just a mental exercise, but a transformative ritual in your life. It is an ancient Stoic practice that serves as a bridge between who we are today and who we aspire to be tomorrow. Every day presents us with endless choices, and each one leaves a mark on the canvas of our lives. When we reflect, we understand the reasons behind our actions and their subsequent ripple effects. For example, consider a conversation with a colleague. Through the lens of reflection, you can analyze this exchange. Were your words driven by genuine interest or obligation? When they spoke, did you listen to understand or simply to respond? This level of self-assessment can reveal deeply ingrained behavioral patterns, some of which may be hidden from our immediate awareness. Now, let's look at more significant events through this lens. Perhaps you had to make a tough decision at work or had a disagreement at home. Reflecting on these moments helps you understand whether your response was driven by ego, emotion, or balance. Was it a desire for validation or a sincere concern for the greater good? But reflection isn't just about uncovering virtues and vices. It's a window to deeper self-awareness. By examining our actions, we reveal the fears, desires, biases, and beliefs that shape our decisions. For instance, if you found yourself avoiding a particular task, was it due to real concern? Or was there an underlying fear of failure? If you reacted defensively during an argument, was it about the issue at hand? Or did a past experience trigger such a response? Incorporating this practice into our nightly routine has profound effects. It allows us to begin each day with clearer self-understanding and a roadmap for personal growth. Instead of being passive recipients of external influences, we become active creators of our character. Lesson number 2. Prepare to overcome tomorrow's challenges. This isn't about predicting every possible obstacle or filling your mind with fear of the unknown. Rather, it's about mentally equipping yourself to confront whatever challenges come your way, grounding yourself in Stoic resilience. The Stoics introduced us to the idea of premeditatio malum, or the premeditation of misfortunes. It's a practice where you imagine potential difficulties, not to create anxiety, but to reduce the impact of adversity and to build a mental structure for dealing with hardships. Seneca once said, "What is completely unexpected has a greater impact, and surprise intensifies the weight of a misfortune." By preparing our minds in advance, we're less likely to be disturbed when challenges arise. Consider what lies ahead in your day. Maybe you're facing a tough presentation, a challenging conversation, or a decision on the horizon. Take a moment the evening before to visualize these situations. Walk through them in your mind, not just picturing the events, but also your responses, emotions, and potential reactions. Think about the worst-case outcomes, but more importantly, envision how you would handle them with grace, composure, and Stoic tranquility. For example, if you're concerned about a disagreement in an upcoming meeting, rather than focusing on the conflict itself, concentrate on your reaction. How can you stay calm and ensure the conversation remains productive without turning personal? By mentally rehearsing your composed demeanor and thoughtful responses, you're better preparing yourself to face the real challenge. It's also valuable to reflect on the Stoic belief that we control our responses, even if we can't control the events themselves. If you're anticipating a potential setback, like a project delay or an unexpected obstacle, Remind yourself of the Stoic principle. It's not the events that disturb us, but our judgment of them. Prepare yourself to view setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and learning. By making this mental preparation a nightly habit, you're proactively shaping your responses, ensuring that even in the face of unforeseen turbulence, you remain strong, unwavering, and rooted in Stoic wisdom. Preparing for the challenges of tomorrow is less about predicting every twist in the road and more about ensuring you have the mental resilience and flexibility to navigate whatever path lies ahead. Lesson number 3. Show appreciation. As the night falls and the world sinks into stillness, our Stoic path gently guides us towards one of the most significant human experiences: appreciation. It's more than just a simple thank you. It's a philosophical perspective, a way of viewing the world and our role within it. Appreciation, you see, is similar to a guiding light in the vast sea of existence, where the storms of dissatisfaction and the waves of desire constantly threaten to veer us off track. This beacon of thankfulness helps us stay on course, acting as a compass pointing toward fulfillment and urging us to find beauty in simplicity and richness in the intangible. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, often began his day by asking himself a simple question: what am I grateful for today? For a man of great power and stature, this humble act was a source of balance. By evening, as he reflected on his day, his gratitude deepened, encompassing both monumental gestures and quiet, peaceful moments. Now, imagine how powerful this practice can be in our daily, fast-paced lives. It's all too easy to become fixated on what's missing, what went wrong, or what could have been improved. Yet each day presents countless blessings: the song of morning birds, the scent of freshly brewed coffee, the contagious laughter of a loved one, or simply the act of breathing, of being alive in the midst of life's grand play. Each night, as you pause for quiet reflection, challenge yourself to look beyond the obvious. Dive deeper into the well of your experiences. Did you observe the play of light and shadow on the walls during sunset, or the rhythmic beat of your heart, an endless symphony of life? Perhaps you received an unexpected message from an old friend, or discovered a song that resonated deeply with you. When you integrate this expansive view of gratitude into your nightly routine, it doesn't just alter your perspective, it transforms the very essence of your existence. No longer are you a passive participant in life's drama, but an active seeker, constantly searching for moments of wonder, joy, and gratitude. As days turn into weeks and weeks into months, this enriched outlook becomes a part of who you are. The world around you shifts. Challenges that once appeared as steep cliffs now become thrilling adventures. Mistakes, instead of burdens, transform into lessons adorned with wisdom. Life, in all its unpredictability, becomes a dance of endless moments, each one worthy of your gratitude. So as you rest each night, let your heart overflow with thankfulness, echoing the multitude of joys, both grand and small, that the day has offered. In the grand narrative of Stoicism, gratitude isn't merely an action, it is an art, painting our lives with shades of fulfillment, awe, and unyielding appreciation. Lesson number 4. Read Stoic writings. As the moon casts its silver light, a ritual exists that has strengthened seekers of wisdom for generations: the practice of immersing oneself in Stoic writings. This is not merely a habit, it's a profound engagement, a connection with some of the sharpest intellects that have ever shaped human thought. Stoic literature is not just ink on paper, it's a repository of life's most profound truths. The works of thinkers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus embody the concentrated essence of human knowledge and experience. Reading them each evening is like participating in a philosophical conversation where timeless insights are passed on, one line at a time. Imagine yourself by a cozy fire, with Seneca seated across from you, discussing the nature of life and time. He might remind you that life, if properly lived, is long. How often do we lament the scarcity of time when, in reality, It's our inability to manage it mindfully that causes its fleeting nature. Reflecting on such wisdom at night can influence the way we approach each day. Or perhaps you might encounter Marcus Aurelius's personal reflections in his Meditations. It's as if you're glimpsing into the journal of a Roman emperor who, despite his extraordinary power, faced the same struggles we all do. One evening, you could read his insight. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. In a world often filled with pettiness and hostility, this serves as a strong reminder to maintain our dignity and integrity. Every time you open these ancient texts, it's like entering a timeless hall where Stoic philosophers are waiting to impart their wisdom, challenge your beliefs, and offer comfort. It's a rich, ongoing exchange that spans across centuries. However, it's not merely passive reading. The act of engaging with Stoic philosophy calls for introspection. It's an invitation to question, to debate with yourself, and to integrate these lessons into your personal journey. Maybe one evening, Epictetus's thoughts on control strike a chord, urging you to distinguish between what lies within your power and what does not. Or perhaps on a particularly difficult day, the Stoic idea of Amor Fati, love of one's fate, brings you peace. By turning the act of reading Stoic texts into a nightly ritual, you are doing more than enriching your mind. You are shaping your soul, refining your character, and preparing to meet life's challenges with composure and wisdom. Over time, these nightly immersions in Stoicism reshape you. No longer do you yield to life's storms. Instead, you stand firm, rooted in ancient wisdom, ready to turn every challenge into a growth opportunity. In the vast spectrum of evening practices, reading Stoic texts is not merely a small part. It is the vibrant essence that breathes life into the entire masterpiece. Lesson number 5. Unplug to reconnect. In an era of endless notifications, constant flows of content, and the digital hum that drives modern life, there arises a Stoic invitation to action, one that is both significant and relevant. It's the practice of intentional disconnection to truly reconnect. It's an intriguing paradox of our age. We are more interconnected than ever, with the entire world at our fingertips, yet for many, a real sense of connection feels increasingly out of reach. Amid the flood of emails, messages, and news, we often lose sight of the very essence of our being, the quiet, reflective center that shapes who we are. The Stoics, though they lived in a time devoid of smartphones and social media, deeply understood the importance of solitude and introspection. They knew that true clarity doesn't arise from constant engagement, but from purposeful moments of retreat. It is in the peaceful spaces between our actions that we often uncover the deepest insights. Imagine a calm lake, its surface still. Each of our daily distractions is like a stone tossed into this lake, sending ripples that disturb its tranquility. By evening, if too many stones have been thrown, the water becomes turbulent, mirroring the chaos within our minds. The act of disconnecting is akin to allowing this lake to return to its calm state. Now, this isn't a call for complete detachment or the rejection of technology. Rather, it's about intentional disengagement. Maybe it's turning off your phone an hour before sleep, letting the digital noise fade away and creating space for quiet contemplation. Perhaps it's taking a few moments to gaze out the window, observing the world without the filter of screens and pixels. Through this practice of disconnection, you begin a deeper, more meaningful journey of reconnection. Reconnecting with your innermost thoughts, your emotions, the rhythm of your breath, and the simplicity of existence. Think back to times when joy wasn't found in the glow of a screen, but in the pages of an enthralling book, the gentle strumming of a guitar, or an intimate conversation with a loved one. The Stoics were champions of this reconnection. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of retreating within himself, while Seneca, in his letters, praised the virtues of solitude and self-reflection. They recognized that by disconnecting from external distractions, we create a bridge to our inner world. Every evening, when you consciously choose to disconnect, you're not merely stepping away from digital devices, you're setting out on a sacred journey back to yourself. It's a pilgrimage where each step away from the noise brings you closer to your core, a space of peace, wisdom, and untainted joy. By incorporating this practice into your nightly routine, you'll discover that in the heart of disconnection lies the deepest connection of all, the connection to your soul. You'll begin to realize that you're not just a tiny drop lost in the vast ocean of digital information, but rather a boundless ocean within that tiny drop. And in this realization, you'll find freedom, clarity, and an inexhaustible wellspring of joy. Lesson number 6. Let go of what you can't control. As night falls upon the world, casting long shadows and ushering in a realm of stars and dreams, a subtle invitation is offered to each of us, one deeply embraced by the Stoics. The act of letting go of things, events, and outcomes beyond our control. Central to Stoic philosophy is the wisdom of understanding what we can influence and what lies beyond our reach. Life, with its unpredictability, presents countless situations. Some we can shape and many we cannot. Holding on to what we can't control is akin to attempting to capture the wind with a net. Futile and frustrating. Consider the immense scale of the universe, its vastness and magnificence. Stars forming and fading, galaxies revolving in their cosmic rhythm. And here we are, on our minuscule blue planet, often consumed by circumstances both momentous and trivial. Epictetus once wisely noted, "We cannot dictate our external circumstances, but we can always choose our responses." Within this wisdom lies the key to inner peace. Imagine holding a balloon, symbolizing your worries, anxieties, and uncontrollable outcomes. The tighter you grasp it, the more it strains against you. Now, what if you could simply release it, watching it drift away on the winds of acceptance and understanding, rising higher until it vanishes into the expansive sky? This is the essence of letting go. Each evening offers a chance to mentally and emotionally review the day's events, acknowledging where you exerted effort and recognizing what is beyond your control. Perhaps it's the result of an important meeting, a friend's reaction to something you said, or the ever-changing course of the world. By accepting and releasing these, you free yourself from turmoil, gifting your mind the peace and space to focus on what you can truly impact. This nightly practice of release is healing. It lightens the soul, unburdening it from unnecessary weight. Over time, it evolves from a nightly ritual into a guiding philosophy. You are no longer tossed about by every external fluctuation. Instead, you become the calm center in the midst of the storm, at peace with yourself, regardless of the chaos around you. Marcus Aurelius frequently reflected on the fleeting nature of things and our transient place in the universe. His writings serve as a poignant reminder of the futility of clinging to what lies beyond us. As you make this release a regular part of your routine, the nights will not only provide rest for your body but will become a sanctuary for your spirit, a time to accept, acknowledge, and let go. With this practice, your mornings will greet you with a renewed sense of energy, clarity, and unshakable peace, knowing that you are in alignment with the natural flow of life, acting where you can and gracefully releasing where you cannot. In this balance resides the core of Stoic wisdom and tranquility. Lesson number 7. Plan your goals for tomorrow. As the soft, velvety shroud of night falls, a realm of endless possibilities unfolds, clearing the path for a new dawn. However, to truly capture the essence of a fresh start, the Stoics believed in the practice of setting intentions, not just goals. Intentions go beyond simple tasks. They serve as the guiding star for our inner being, directing us toward our deepest desires. While modern society often emphasizes chasing goals, hitting targets, and tracking measurable success, the Stoic view calls for a more meaningful approach, a practice not of merely checking things off or rushing through a list, but of rooting ourselves in core values, aligning our actions with our principles and moving forward with clarity of purpose. Picture a ship setting sail without a clear direction, tossed around by unpredictable winds and currents. It might wander aimlessly or even run aground. The intentions we set act as the map, charting a steady course, ensuring our journey leads to the destination we desire. Each evening, as you pause to reflect on the coming day, take a moment to ask yourself, what virtues do I want to embody? Which values will guide me through the day's challenges? Perhaps you'll focus on the Stoic ideal of courage in facing adversity directly, or wisdom in choosing to listen more and speak less during a heated conversation. Or maybe it's justice in making a fair and balanced decision. This practice is not about micromanaging every minute or scripting every conversation. It's about fostering a mindset, a guiding philosophy that shapes the day ahead. By aligning your intentions with Stoic principles, you breathe purpose into each action. Every task becomes more than a mere activity. It becomes an expression of your deeper values. Seneca once said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." By setting intentions, you define your port, making every gust, every challenge, every moment of joy a propelling force toward your ultimate goal. Over time, this ritual transforms not just your nights and days, but your entire life. No longer will you feel adrift in the vast ocean of existence, but become the master of your ship, navigating with firm resolve, even through life's most turbulent storms. Final thoughts on evening routines. As the echoes of ancient Stoic wisdom reverberate through the ages, we realize that these teachings are not merely philosophical musings, but practical steps to adopt in our daily lives. Each night, as the world around us quiets and we stand at the threshold of rest and renewal, we hold the keys to a life filled with greater purpose, intention, and inner tranquility. However, Stoicism, like all great philosophies, is not simply about intellectual understanding. It thrives when we apply its teachings in our daily routines. And what better time to do so than at the end of the day, when we can pause, reflect, realign, and prepare for the new day that lies ahead? Which of these nightly Stoic practices resonates most deeply with you? Which ones do you see yourself integrating into the fabric of your evening habits? Feel free to share your thoughts, your goals, and your Stoic journey in the comments below. Let's inspire each other and learn as we walk this path of wisdom together. Until we meet again, may you discover peace in the stillness of the night and strength in the timeless teachings of Stoicism.